Sigh. Japan these days. It is simply lacking in elegance. Why must a noble soul like myself study for a dusty, moldy history test? Son no joy? Incomprehensible. I'm officially done for. I'm going to bed. Eek! A person just spawned in my room!
Gentlemen, go mad! That glowing slate in your hand. And those vibrant stacks of paper. That radiance. Could they be secret scrolls from the future? Magnificent. I can tell just by the scent. These are magical tools packed with foreign knowledge. Oh, pardon me. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Yoshida Shoin. My passion for learning could not be contained, so I downloaded myself across space and time.
Great. Another total weirdo has arrived. My security software is clearly sleeping on the job.
Come, young maiden. It is time to study. Today, we dive into the Bakumatsu, Japan's turbulent adolescence. Without moving a muscle, we shall learn as if to die. Nay, as if to go mad.
The pressure is intense. Fine, whatever. Just go easy on me. All right, Master Shoin. Before we hit the Bakumatsu drama, what was Japan even like? If I recall, the country had major social anxiety towards the world, right?
It wasn't social anxiety, it was Sakoku, a strict policy that tightly controlled foreign contact, not total isolation. And under the shogunate, Japan enjoyed a long, relatively peaceful era for about 2 centuries.
Being a NEET for 200 years? Oops, I mean, living in peace. But if you sleep that long, won't it be impossible to reintegrate into society?
You hit a nerve. Actually, it was too peaceful. Samurai forgot how to fight, officials loved red tape, and worst of all, we had absolutely no money.
Wait, weren't samurai the elite class? Why were they broke? Did they spend too much on merch?
It wasn't the merch. Our salary system was obsolete. Samurai were paid in rice, but to buy anything for daily life, we needed cash.
Huh? So you got rice and then had to exchange it for cash at a shop to live. That sounds like a hassle.
Exactly. But converting rice into cash meant dealing with fluctuating rice prices, fees, and middlemen, while living costs kept rising. Basically, our real pay kept shrinking.
I see. Your nominal salary stays the same, prices go up, and you lose money on fees. That is totally a rigged game.
Yes, samurai had high pride but deep debt. That is why we needed a shock from the outside, a violent alarm clock to smash this rotten system. Then, in 1853, destiny called. What appeared at Uraga wasn't just a ship. It was a massive iron monster moving without sails, spewing smoke.
Smoke? Is it just a giant humidifier? Or a dirty diesel car? Either way, it is so not Instagrammable.
Who cares about Instagram? Their modern cannons, firing explosive shells, could devastate wooden cities from offshore. Our swords were basically toothpicks against them.
What a cheat. What were the admins doing? They should have just ordered the latest weapons online. Next day delivery, obviously.
We couldn't do that because of Sakoku. Plus, Perry left making it clear he'd return soon, and that refusal could mean force. And there's even an old story that he flaunted white flags, like, "You might need these when you surrender."
Ew, that is toxic. He's exactly like a psycho ex-boyfriend who says, "Date me or I'll burn your house down." Immediate block.
That is when I realized, Confucianism and spirit aren't enough. Unless we understand the steam engine, the heart of that ship, we cannot save Japan. So, late at night, with my student Kaneko, we rowed a small boat into rough seas, our hands raw from the oars. The Americans were stunned but refused. They said they couldn't take us. We were turned back, and soon detained on shore.
Yeah, you're out. Someone boarding a ship at night? That is straight up horror. The sailors probably thought, Japanese zombie.
They were certainly surprised. Commodore Perry was moved by my passion, but said it violated the treaty, and I was deported back to shore.
So you committed a crime and got zero loot? That is so lame, I'm speechless. So, did you sneak away?
I did not sneak. I went straight to the magistrate and turned myself in. I did it for my country, now judge me. This is where my true battle begins.
Turned yourself in, and ended up in Noyama prison. And thus ends the tale of Yoshida Shoin. Normally, this is where you despair and have a mental breakdown.
It is not the end. It is the start of bonus time. No one to disturb me, just quiet reading. I devoured hundreds of books in confinement, and my reading log totals around 1,500 over the next few years.
More than a book a day! Your speed reading stats are maxed out. You were the ultimate NEET.
That's not all. It said even the guards and prisoners got drawn in. Before I knew it, the jail felt like a school. We studied texts like Mencius, and I even tried my hand at haikai.
Your social skills are insane. Making fans out of guards? That is total cult leader vibes. So, what happened after you got out?
In a tiny 8-tatami hut on my family property, while under house confinement, I opened the legendary private school, Shoka Sonjuku. Status doesn't matter. Anyone with motivation, come on in.
Oh, I've been there. I actually saw it in person, and it was legit tiny, you know? Calling it a school is generous. It was basically a walk-in closet.
Size doesn't matter. It is the contents that count. The ones who gathered were eager young men, often lower-ranking samurai, plus townspeople and farmers too. For example, Takasugi Shinsaku, Ito Hirobumi.
Huh? Ito Hirobumi? The guy who was once on a banknote and Japan's first prime minister? He studied in that cramped closet too?
Yes. Back then, he was just a young man. So I simply pushed him to find his strengths and sharpen them. I didn't teach them. I simply found their weapons and sharpened them.
I see. So you were less of a teacher and more of a super producer. Like, you could be an idol, but what did you actually teach?
Unity of knowledge and action. Knowing without doing is the same as not knowing. Once we debated and found an answer, I made them run to the field immediately. On-the-job training over lectures.
Yikes! It's like being woken up at midnight and told, go to Kyoto right now! Definitely toxic lab vibes. I want to escape.
But the fun times didn't last. The great elder Naosuke began a massive crackdown, the Ansei Purge. My friends and students were arrested one after another.
Here we go. The admins are purging all the antis, banning everyone who disagrees? That is a total dictator move.
Unforgivable. To wake up the shogunate, I got tangled up in a plot to assassinate a top shogunal official. I gathered weapons and prepared to strike.
Whoa, stop! Why is an educator becoming a terrorist? That is a guaranteed straight red card offense.
In the end, the plot was exposed, and I was sent to Edo. They questioned me on other suspicions at first. I ended up blurting out the assassination plot myself.
Huh? You confessed without being asked? Why? Did you just want to overshare? Are you too honest for your own good?
Because hiding things goes against shisei. I believed if I conveyed my pure feelings, the shogunate would understand. As a result, I was sentenced to death.
That communication error is fatal. You were just so intense that the admins got creeped out.
I have no regrets. The day before my execution, I wrote the record of my soul, Ryukon Roku. Even if my body rots in the fields of Musashi, my Japanese soul shall remain forever.
Even if the body rots, the soul remains. Saying something cool at the end is unfair. So, you graduated. At 29 to 30 by traditional count. Way too young. The teacher was executed, nothing changed, the end. Total bad end. What happens when the main character dies?
It is not over. My death was not the end, but the start button. My soul, Ryukon Roku, was installed into my students.
Eek! The students have turned into berserkers? Never forgive the shogunate for killing our master. They are literally demons of vengeance.
Exactly. Takasugi Shinsaku raised the Kihei Tai. Ito Hirobumi scrambled into action. And they threw themselves into the movement that eventually toppled the shogunate, Japan's greatest system update, the Meiji Restoration.
So basically, modern Japan exists because you sowed the seeds called madness? Is that why I can play with my smartphone like this?
Yes. You've been using that small slate to instantly look up foreign information, haven't you? A world where anyone can freely touch the knowledge of the globe. That is the future I dreamed of.
Well, modern Japan is struggling with plenty of new black ships, like the aging population and the economy. Maybe we actually need a tiny dose of your radical energy in this era too.
I am satisfied to hear that. Now, to everyone in the future, go mad, live passionately.
Finally, some peace and quiet. Anyway, if you thought this history was totes emo, smash that like and subscribe button. I wonder what crazy historical figure is next. Until then, go Kigenyo!